Hello, everybody. Just trying to give a little bit of time for everyone to kind of log on, see how this is streaming today. I know we've had a little bit of technical difficulties lately, but I'm going to get you guys going here in just a moment. We've got some exciting news, so I want to make sure you guys are all catching it. And while I'm doing this, just going to beam it on over here, over to the other pages as well. So hello to everybody. Please, if you want to write in or comment or something, follow me on Enlightened Circles live. That's where I'm watching, saying hello. Nikki's on. Hey, Nikki. She's already saying hello. So hello to everyone. Happy Tuesday evening. It seems like it's been a crazy Monday, I think, for everybody. And there's so many stressors, so many different things that are going, and we just start to like breathe a little bit more, and it's getting a little bit more exciting, and then it just feels like something's come crashing down. And that's the hard part, because it's also talking about changing the stories. And as I have more people logging on, hello to everybody. If you want to write or if you want to make a comment or a question, please go to Enlightened Circles Facebook page so I can watch the feed there and get with you and answer your questions or read your texts out. But a big welcome. I've got some exciting news, first of all. Tomorrow, any of you guys who want to catch it live, I put a post on Enlightened Circles. I've also shared it on my personal Facebook page and all the other different places I possibly could. I will be live on the Good Intentions show in the morning with Tim Ray. He will be interviewing me. I feel very honored. It's a fabulous radio show. They have FM radio stations. I will be on Facebook. They have, it will be on YouTube later as well. But tomorrow it's going to be 11 a.m. Eastern time. It's 9 a.m. here, and it's 8 a.m. Pacific Coast. So if any of you guys are around or wanting to, you can join. The other thing about that is you can find on the post below, there is a number you can call in if you want to be live on the show, if you want to be asking questions with wherever we're going in the interview. So if it's something that you really want to and you want to be on the radio show, please dial the number. It is, let's see here, I'll give it to you guys right now as well. It is 678-495-4345. It's the Good Intentions show. It's with Tim Ray. I will be interviewed 11 o'clock Eastern time. And the phone number to ask your questions live on the show will be 678-495-4345. But you can look at the event, you can look at the link, you'll be able to look at the places to find it. But I wanted to come to you tonight, just be going back to what I started saying. We've had all of these crazy things going on. You know, Melanie, I see you got on as well, and Mayday, you're on. But welcome and hello to all of you guys. How many of you guys, you can raise your hand, you can say in the feed on Enlightened Circles on the Facebook page, how many of you can just type yes, have been going through something crazy in this last couple of weeks or month, that you felt like life was going great and then wham, you just got hit? Put your emojis, put whatever. It's happening to everybody. And it seems like today was one of those crazy Tuesdays that was a Monday. And yet at the same time, there's been this beautiful peace as we go along with it. And yeah, May saying, yep, emotions. And emotions are just letting loose everywhere. They're letting loose and they're really swirling, right? They're starting to swirl in us. It's swirling like with things that we didn't think would be bothering us, or things that we thought we were over, these cycles we thought were done. And then we're just kind of finding out like, you know what? I don't know if I'm done with them. And they creep up and they find us. And it's all about starting to learn that we can change our story. And that's a hard thing to do unless you're like a 5-year-old person and you're learning this, or 2 years old or something, where you can learn that the story can change. But as you get older, 20, 30 years old, 40 years old, 45, 50, 55, 60, it gets more difficult to change our stories, to understand that things don't have to be the same way that they've been. And I've been very bold with you guys. I've had some people that like I mentioned, there was some intervention calls as we've had Suicide Awareness Month. I've had other people that are just walking up and saying, I don't know why I'm not trusting. I don't know why this. I'm not sure why that. I'm not sure why my finances are just feel like they're dropping. I'm not sure why. Yet at the same time, things are going good. And I don't know why I'm still in this feeling that it's not so good and I can't feel in the blessed state. And it's really difficult to be doing that if we're not getting balanced with ourselves and kind of bringing everything into a new place where we can start to recognize the patterns, where we can start to recognize and understand why something is happening that way. And, you know, I know maybe a lot of you have been feeling loss of a loved one, loss of other things going on in your life. The hard part is still moving forward when we're feeling these losses that feel like huge setbacks. So with these setbacks come a whole new mixture of emotions, that can really start to bring us down if we don't deal with them right away. And one way to deal with them is like voicing them. And I know I've talked to you guys many a times, if you can't journal it, if you can't talk to somebody about it, at least get your cell phone and go into your notes and voice it out. Voice it in there so you can voice your emotions, you can voice your fears, you can voice your anxieties, you can voice your anger. And then ask that, like, God, all the angels, everything that's good, anything that's positive in this universe, go and transmute and transform it and turn it into something positive and good, and then delete it. You know, if any of you happen to be Catholic, confession's always a great place. Go see your priest, your pastor, your rabbi, if you're religious in any which way or any which format. If you really need to talk to somebody, but you're afraid who you can talk to, and I've said as well, your doctors, because there's patient confidentiality there. But at the same time, there's so many new ways that we can deal with these as long as we can recognize the patterns. So recognizing the pattern is the huge first thing. So for some of you guys that are saying like, yeah, these emotions have been getting me, the phone calls I've been getting, the clients I've been working with, myself, my family, anyone else, these emotions are just swirling and swirling and swirling. And I stop and I tell myself, okay, where is this emotion coming from? Okay, follow back to where it came from. Follow back to maybe something that first pops in your mind. Well, it was connected to this. Okay, now go back further. What was this thread connected to? What was the thread connected to? And then you can start to say like, wait a second, okay, what about the other emotion I have? And you can start to follow the threads and start to follow the emotion back. When you do this, always ask for light and protection. You're not doing it in any form to trigger any more PTSD, to trigger any more emotions. What we're trying to do is we can start to recognize the emotions, where they developed, where they came from, so that therefore now we can actually realize that what might be happening now is not the same story. And instead, what we've been possibly doing is calling in the anxiety of the past, calling in our worries of the past, calling in what may have normally been a reaction in the past. We don't need to have that anymore. We can tell a whole new story so that therefore we don't have the same emotional roller coaster, because otherwise we're continuing the cycles. How many of you guys have noticed that you might be restarting or recontinuing cycles? I've seen it. I've seen it in my own life. And I stop and say, wait a second, this is like cycle A that I've already recognized, or pattern B, or whatever in my life that I have recognized. And it's time for me now to realize that that cycle doesn't have to have the same story. That allows me the freedom to say, okay, what lessons do I learn from this? What lessons am I supposed to learn from this? And as I can analyze it, then I can grow past recreating the same cycle and recreating the same situation. So I highly encourage each and every single one of you to start to try to analyze that. As we analyze that and we see the negative things that might have happened in those cycles, Now we can start to say, okay, I learned these lessons from these, and I can start to say the blessings from the lessons. I am better from this because of I have learned how to talk in new ways. I have learned not how to reconnect with the same people that were negative in my life. Whatever the cycle is or the pattern that you recognize, you can start to see the blessings from it. Once you see the blessings from it and you start to see something else coming in, now we can start to say, let me change the story. So let's say you always hear about people having bad relationships with their parents, or they just don't communicate or don't know how to communicate with their parents so well. And I'm not saying it's everyone, I'm not saying it's all parents, I'm just saying it's a common thing, right? And so as we talk about something like that, that might be simple, we can say like, you know what, I noticed maybe my relationship with parent A, like my mom or my dad, is not so good. And every time I walk in, I'm already expecting that they're going to react this way. And what we can say is, this time, I'm not going to expect that they react that way. I have learned my lessons to be bigger, to move past it, and not to bring that negativity in. So now, instead, I can go ahead and start to go in with love. And if I see her starting to act a certain way, instead of me expecting it, maybe I should just let her express what she's going to say or how she's going to say it. Because maybe I have not given that person enough room to express themselves, so that therefore maybe I was already giving preconceived notions to what they were going to say or how they were going to say it. And before, you came in as the defense, and now it's not offense. Now you're just coming in with love, right? Now you're coming in with space for both of you to grow, and growing by leading by example as well. And that's how we can start to just change the story. And that's like in step one. Step two, with you guys saying that like, hi, we've all been experiencing all these different crazy emotions. We know we had a full moon this past weekend. We've had different astrological stuff going on. We've had, oh gosh, now it just went out of my head, who is in retrograde. But we've had all kinds of different things, and retrograde's not really a bad thing. It helps bring up some of these old cycles that we were talking about, that we were feeling, and these old emotions, so that we can learn the lessons, we can recognize them, and we can get past them. So I'm watching here. I know some of you guys are logged on, some of you guys get on, some of you guys have to get off. I understand that. I appreciate you for logging on. But as some of you are on, if you're having any questions, if you're wanting some readings or something, type in right now. Type in as we are live on Facebook on Enlightened Circles. That's the feed that I'm watching. I see Leash got in. Hi, Leash and Marie. Hello. And I think everyone else as well. You know, a feminine energy is really taking a huge hit, as the masculine energy is really not wanting this feminine energy to come in and grow. And the beautiful thing is, you've been seeing there's been new growth. There's been a lot of awareness towards the feminine energy, a lot more awareness of people starting to discuss things and support each other and be more in love. But the masculine energy, now everyone, we're not feminist versus against men when we talk about feminine energy and masculine energy. For those of you might be unaware, we're talking in that spiritual sense, but it still kind of coincides with what we think typically in this conscious world of the feminine and masculine energy, of feminine being more nurturing, being more caring, the masculine energy just come in and get the job done and let's move on, or tear something down. So as this feminine energy is growing, and that's not been the vibrations of our planet for a very long time, these divine energies are getting really slammed. And as everyone that's a female is already conditioned to be more feminine energy, and the men that have that feminine heart, those feminine emotions, and where we're talking about is coming more of a place from love and a center of love, as they are, everyone seems to be getting slammed and hit by the negative energy, because it's trying to bury and push down all that positive divine energy that comes with what we say and talk about being that feminine energy. And that's where, as well, what has been ways to knock us down in this world, in this conscious world we live in, is through emotions. And so that's why many emotions have been being hurt. But many of you now are also starting to feel your loved ones who have passed on, you're starting to recognize their presence, understand their presence, because they've been around a lot more. As we awaken, we start to notice them. Leash is saying, I've been so tired and lots of crazy dreams, especially about my daughter that's been gone from me and using drugs. I've been so scared for her and it takes up so much of my energy. My son, my son is in prison for about 1 month now and he's okay. It's just been difficult to let go. I feel like crying every day. First of all, thank you for having the nerves to share that with us openly. Thank you. I honor that. Because by you doing that, first of all, you are recognizing what's going on in your life and you are doing exactly what we're talking about, trying to realize and understand the cycles so that you can figure out what's going on. Now, the tiredness, obviously, besides the other two situations, isolated apart from it, the tiredness is something that everyone's been feeling. Yesterday, I was wiped out. I basically almost had to take a day off. That's not what I did. That's not how I did it. But I was tired all day long. It's an energetic thing that's wave that's coming through. And it just ties in with what I was just talking about as well, of as we're starting to ascend, as we're starting to grow our vibrations, as we are starting to become brighter, aware, and more awakened, we're getting slammed and hit in certain ways energetically. And it's happening to all of us. And when we haven't taken time to do our self-rest, to do our self-care, it can really hit us. And that's where we also need to remember and keep in mind, and I've said it numerous times, one of the most important things before we do anything is call on light and protection around. So, Leash, I right now with you ask for light and protection to be around you. We ask for all your guardians, all your guides. Feel that energy already coming in, because I could feel you feeling it, especially on your left side, feminine side, spiritual side. Feel all your energy. Take that deep breath and just start connecting with your divine breath. Everybody else watching this, it's not just for her, it's for you as well. Take that divine breath and connect. There you go. As you're starting to feel this connection, allow yourself to get grounded. Allow yourself to start to feel this connection deeper. A lot of times we're just not breathing because we are caught up in everything else that's going on, that isolation apart from everything else happening in the way we think it's happening or supposed to be happening. It just doesn't happen right for us. So that is something, first of all, when you're starting to get that tired feeling, take those breaths. Now you're yawning a lot maybe or something as well. As you're processing these things, admire the yawn as a release as well. When you notice that these yawns are supposed to be releases, let them be the release that it is, okay? So I want you to keep that in mind. Sometimes the yawning is not necessarily tiredness. Sometimes your yawning is just releasing. But pay attention to your body, because your body is trying to tell you, pay attention to you. Body, mind, and spirit. Okay, so if you're feeling tired a lot, your body's saying, hey, you're coming down on crash because you've been dealing with a lot of different things. And you just shared about your daughter, you shared about your son, and that's a whole lot for somebody to hold on to. I'm sure you have a beautiful support team around you, a beautiful, amazing support team around you, which I'm glad you do. But at the same time, when we do have a beautiful support team around us, we feel alone a lot of times, because that's not the way life is supposed to be. That's not the way something is supposed to be going on in our life. So we feel alone. We feel alone in this. And you don't need to feel alone, because you already heard me saying, yep, emotions going crazy. I'm telling you, I feel it. I'm feeling other people empathically. It's not just mine, it's other people's. I feel my husband's stuff that he might be going through. I feel my mom. I feel the kids around me. So our body, though, needs its time to rest, especially if we're not centered. And when we consciously are dealing with so many different things, we can't get centered all the time. We can, but we don't, because we think we can't. So I want you to just consider taking those breaths and continuing with those breaths, right? Take those breaths and breathe it in. Okay, how are you feeling now? I know my thing got a little bit delayed here on my phone as I was watching the feed, but how are you starting to just even feel with just those breaths coming in as everyone else that's with you is breathing and feeling that? Write me back in here. Let me know how you're feeling. But you need to start. I can feel your left side and everything starting to tingle. I can feel that emotion coming in. I can start to feel you get grounded and better, more centered. So now that apart, once you're into this beautiful, and you're welcome, I see that you're saying thank you. You know, once you're into this beautiful state and you can take yourself in there deeper, you can start following it deeper. And even if you just can't get out of your own mind to start to meditate and you're just taking these breaths, turn on a meditation. You know, you can go on the internet and find a meditation if you don't already have a disc or a CD, and there's even guided meditations. Sometimes I just put on meditation music in the background or relaxing music. I love this. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for saying this. Like I said, thank you for your honesty, but you're saying you're feeling better because you haven't been breathing enough. And it's so true. We don't breathe enough. We don't breathe enough. First of all, light workers don't breathe enough because we're always trying to carry everyone else's stuff. But then when you're going through some kind of tragedy or carrying tragedy to others or being empathic, we just kind of like let things shut down and we don't breathe as much. And so we're not getting that oxygen. We're not getting that oxygen, which is exchanging with the rest of our body, which what happens, it makes us more tired. Just like athletes that might be excellent condition and they might be at sea level, these amazing athletes, but what happens when they come here, like to New Mexico? They can't breathe the same way because they're not converting the oxygen. They're not able to receive the oxygen from the oxygen saturation. So because they don't have the oxygen saturation level the same way we do at the higher altitudes, it's more difficult for them to breathe. Well, imagine our emotions being that way. Imagine that if we're just dealing with everything else, we think we're doing great, right, in our normal day, but that's like sea level, let's call it. But when the emotions build and we haven't dealt with them correctly, we haven't done what we needed to do, it's like if we came to a high altitude all of a sudden and we can't breathe with it because our body's not accustomed to it. It can't process it, and we're not getting enough of that oxygenated blood to deal with it. But in this case, it's not enough of that divine breath to deal with it, okay? We're not breathing with that divine breath that we need to be breathing with, which I like to call God's breath. So take that deep breath in. Use that breath that you were given since birth as a gift to take it in, and take that in as a gift first. And as you take that breath in, start to feel that peace like you were feeling before. And start to just exhale. If you imagine your daughter in the situation that it is, just imagine if all the beautiful powers in the world, everything in this universe, everything with your universe within you that's beautiful and divine, if it just says, I'm going to give you one beautiful breath to expel all the negativity about your daughter, everybody else, put whatever your situation is, your husband, your mom, your child, your paycheck, whatever it is, exhale it out. And as it's exhaled out, let it be transmuted and transformed. It's taken, it's transmuted, it's transformed into something positive and good. So now breathe in the divine breath. That you exhaled is not in your circle anymore, okay? So just breathe in another divine breath and just let that continue to come and circulate through you. Feel that? And let that peace be there. Consciously, yes, the problems are not all out. We're just working on a moment of peace at least, so that once you learn to have that moment of peace, you can learn to be more centered. Then, now you can be playing at higher altitudes and not be so short of breath. So as everything is coming into your life, you're not short of breath. okay? So when you feel that thick, when you feel that anxiety coming on, all these things you're dealing with, take those breaths and get yourself there. Now, when we're talking about changing the stories, as the next time, because we're just letting all that other stuff release, right? As you do that, Leash was saying, I fell down on my cheek 2 weeks ago and had to have stitches on my eye on my left side. Interesting how you tuned into that. Letting go feels so good. And it does feel good. It does feel good. And we don't have to bring all these things back in. We're going to have to still deal with it in the physical world, but we don't have to bring back in the same anxieties or the same emotions that we just released out, okay? When they're coming in, they're just coming in with different ways, and there's still stuff we're processing. But this is how we start to become the energy changing. And you're saying my body feels more energy. Thank you for your honesty throughout this whole thing. And I'm glad your body's feeling more energy. You need to just continue to breathe. And as you breathe this, you're going to feel all of the tingling. Because now, like we're talking, I'm feeling your tingling in your arms, especially out here on your outer arms. Let it continue. Everybody else that's doing this, let it continue into your hands. Breathe it in and just let it go down the core of your body, down your legs. You feel it on your thighs, letting it go down to your feet. Now you're starting to feel your tingling on your feet, okay? Let your body be energized. Let this now, all this light energy go into every single cell in your DNA, and let it start to do its healing work in the formats it's supposed to do it. We're going to come back to the rest of what you're talking about, Leash, and what you're asking about. But I have another lady I just worked with this weekend, met her at a football game, amazing, beautiful soul. And she has some physical illnesses and different things going on, but she has neuropathy in her feet, and she hasn't felt her feet in a very long time unless she's feeling pain. And we were just doing this, and I was laying hands on her and doing my thing with her and working with her and what we did. And for the first time, she felt all that tingling and everything else, all the energy that you're feeling coming into her feet. And for the first time, she finally started feeling the bottom of her feet and without pain. That she accepted the healing that was going on. And I asked her, get up and walk now, and go walk. And her son was off a distance, and her daughter-in-law. And I said, go walk over there. And my husband actually was there too. And she walked with joy to go tell them her news. And she hasn't walked like that prior in a good while. And she came back. And when she came back, I noticed that she didn't sit back down in the chair. She had been sitting the whole time. She didn't sit back in the chair because she was feeling so good and feeling the bottom of her feet without pain, but feeling the tingling and feeling her connection and feeling all that energy cycle. Whether that was just that day that continued and happened, or it continues forever, it was a miracle at that moment. It was a miracle that I was beautiful. It was a beautiful miracle to witness, to watch her be able to have that feeling again and not have the pain and the neuropathy, or not be able to feel. Instead, she was able to feel and able to feel great things and not have the pain. And these are what these divine breaths can do for us, and it can put us there. And once we're in this place, then we can also start to work on everything else. So now, as we're talking about changing those stories, everything that you're dealing with your daughter, as you're more in this place of feeling this energy and you're feeling centered and you're feeling good, we want to just start picturing your daughter in a new way. I want you to just take a deep breath. I want you to see her, because I'm seeing her right now. See her when she's like, I'm seeing her like 4 or 5 years old in a nice little dress. And for some reason I keep seeing a floral print. I don't know if it's like a gray dress or it's just a darker background. And I'm seeing this like pink print on her. Take that deep breath in, seeing her in that happy place. That's the divine connection with her heart and soul right now, okay? Take that in and breathe that memory in. Breathe that love in. Breathe that into your heart. Feel the happiness. Feel her happiness. Hold it there. Now I want you to go, I see her like 8 to 10 years old, and take that deep breath in. Does your daughter play sports? Because I keep seeing sports come up, so I'm not sure if she's playing sports or played sports or playing sports. I keep seeing sports come up. So take it in when she was happy, when she's in that winning moment. Feel that love. Feel your excitement you felt for her. Okay? You feel that? Take a deep breath and hold it there. All this love that you're feeling and everything that's starting to build up here, on this next breath, all this love, all these happy memories, all this joy, take it in and exhale this beautiful divine breath out to her. Exhale this beautiful memory, all this love. Just imagine you breathe in all the love and everything from the heavens. Feel the memory. Breathe it out. Just imagine it going with pink magenta light and just all the unconditional love in the world. In there, we ask for forgiveness for whatever we may have done to cause any of their emotions. Okay, you're saying she's played soccer in middle school. Okay, so we're still on. We're still connected there, girl. We're blowing this out to her, okay? We're blowing to the joy of that time. We blow our sending our I'm sorry's for whatever you think I may have done, however I aggravated you. It's not with guilt. We just send the I'm sorry's with it, okay? We also exhale unconditional love and forgiveness. So anything she might be feeling guilty about, her soul is this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful soul, but her conscious mind, her everything else that's weighing on her soul, anything that she feels bad about that she might have done, whether it's not wanting enough goals, getting good enough grades, whatever, these little path diversions that what she's been off of. And this goes for your son as well. You do the same process for your son. These little path diversions that they might have been off on. We send our I'm sorry with no guilt or anything like that. But then we also breathe back in just a divine breath of peace. Exhale out unconditional love to them. Inhale divine peace and love. Exhale out forgiveness to them so that they start to feel this energy. You're making an energy connection. Exhale it out of your heart. Imagine everything's just beaming from your heart, just like Care Bears care. Send all that love energy to them for everything that was beautiful. All these beautiful memories, send to them. So they start to recall their innocence. They start to recall their beauty. They start to recall everything that was pure and the pure love you had for them and they had for you. Okay? So this is how we start to change the cycle, right? Now instead, we're not focusing on the negative. We're starting to focus on the love, the unconditional love bond that your souls share. Okay? You're saying yes, you're feeling it. So, you know, now you're feeling at more of a peace with her. You can beam the same to your son with everything that's going in. We might instantaneously change situations, but situations may not change instantaneously, but your energy is changing and the story is changing. Therefore, when you're encountering your daughter now with everything that's going on that is considered negative, the drugs, leaving, you know, everything that happened with your son, you've been scared for your daughter. Now you're starting to feel a peace for your daughter, right? You start to say, I am creating this bond of love again with no judgment, with unconditional love, so that whatever might happen, there's not fear around it. I'm not creating more anxiety. I'm not feeding the old story of anxiety and fears. I am now creating a love story. As you create this love story, what I just saw is send out from your heart all the divine angels as you breathe that air in. Ask that they go out to her and you send out this army of angels to be around her, okay? Let them deal with it. Let them help her in ways that you probably can't because of our conscious minds, her conscious mind, your conscious mind. getting in our own ways. Let these beautiful, beautiful angelic beings do what they're called to assist with as well, but they can't do it unless we ask. So allow them to be there, okay? As they're doing it, that's how you're not now utilizing all your energy. You're protecting your energy and you're allowing your energy to be there for your body, because if you keep wearing yourself down, you're not going to be there for her when she needs you, or for your son, right? Your son, you said he was doing okay. It's just been difficult to let go. And you feel like crying every day. How are you feeling now? Are you feeling so much like crying, or are you finally starting to feel your peace? Are you starting to feel that peace and love within, a little bit of happiness? Because when we're in those deeper places, you know, when we're a little bit down, it's harder for us to feel that peace and that love. But when we start doing this, we start to feel, even just a little bit, we start to feel more peace. We start to feel more love. And that starts letting us heal. Okay. As you're back into this place, take that deep breath and go back into your cells and your DNA and allowing it to do its healing light and its healing work. And you can imagine a big tunnel of green emerald light coming in as you breathe. Saint Raphael, the archangel, just letting it just let him assist you with a healing light. Mother Mary, allow them to assist you with this beautiful healing light. Breathing in that green emerald light and let that go in and let it start to work on every cell tissue that has been tired, that has been holding negative space. Okay. She's saying, I feel peace, but emotional because I miss them both so much. And the peace is the good part. We want to concentrate on that. Yes, emotional, you do miss them. And that is the difficult part, right? Because you're their mama and you gave them all that love. And you want to be there for them. You want to help them. And that's completely understandable. But who's the grandma that passed on that was connected to the two of them? I don't know if she was a godmother or just really cared about them a lot, but there's a grandmother, and I'm wanting to, is it your mom that passed on? Somebody passed on. Who's passed on? But she wants you to know that she's with them, and she's trying to do everything she can. And there was a young man that you were worried about coming into her picture and persuading things. She's assisting her in seeing and waking up towards all of this that's gone on. She's assisting in her acknowledgments. And this is where you want to continue to build this rainbow of peace and love, this tube of light, so that as she is awakening and she is coming into her own awareness of other people around her, how they interact with her, that way the drugs does not overtake what she's really connected to and what she's feeling. And as she starts to awaken and see these things, she's starting to know that she has a loving place to go without guilt. And that's very difficult in our world, in our cultures, to think I can go home and just be loved and not hear the I told you so's or I did such bad things. And that's why sometimes we burrow in deeper. And that's also the pain you're feeling, because you're feeling her fears and her anxieties to face the reality. And that almost builds more separation. So what we want to do is, if you just can imagine them, everyone else who might be having a problem or an issue with a loved one or something, just imagine them, because sometimes they don't even want the physical contact. They're so, it's her dad's mom. Okay, I just kept saying it's a grandmother. Okay, so it's her dad's mom. Thank you. She's right there with her. She's right there. That's probably why she gave me like a masculine energy with it. But so, you know, just keep doing this, because we want to create a home. It's so difficult in this world for people to, if we're at edges with people, it's hard for us to go hug someone. It's hard for us to let somebody hug us, because we're also dealing with our own guilt. We're dealing with our own emotions. So when someone's trying to give us these loving hugs and welcome us back in and give us this love and say like, hey, I love you. I'm not thinking what you think I'm thinking. I'm just giving you the unconditional love. They just keep arguing or pushing away because it's fearful and it's hard for them to even accept that that's the case. So you just want to keep doing this heart connection, right? You want to keep doing the heart connection so that she knows she has the home. She has the loving arms. So I just want you real quick, imagine her on one side. I keep seeing her on your left side and your son on the right side. Imagine that they both come home at the same day. I know I can feel your emotions building. And everyone else is empathic. Everyone here is, I already asked for light and protection before I started this, but I always ask for light protection for each and every single person who's going to be watching this on the other side, for your own light and protection as your energy is here sharing with everyone else, for mine, for yours, for everybody else that will ever watch us in the future. Everyone is protected in your own circle. But as you're in this protected circle, know that, understand that, call in your own light protection. Breathe again, take a deep breath. She's on your left, he's on your right. They both walk in the door. You smile, there's tears in your eyes, and you open your arms. And you nod, and you just smile, and they both know they can come, and just imagine them. They're coming running into your arms. I feel your emotions. It's okay. And crying is releasing, so it's okay to cry. Okay? Just let them come into your loving arms. Here they come. And as they come into your arms, and they're unsure if they should be there, they aren't sure if they deserve this, but just embrace the both of them. And I can see you just snuggling your head between them and giving them both a kiss on the cheek. Embrace them and just let them know they are safe and it's okay. Okay? And the tears run amongst you all. And just allow this triangle of love now that the three of you create just to sit there in this peaceful, yet it's crying, it's emotions, it's everything, you know, releases. Just pass that love from your heart to both of them. It comes through your arms, it comes through your chest, it comes through every single part of your being as you're there with them. Pull them in tight, pull them in tighter to you. I can feel you pulling them in tight, and I feel you pulling them in tight now. And they're not there, but you feel them. And as you continue, now you can even bring this tight hug into yourself and give yourself this love that the triangle of the three of you has created, that it's never ending. Your souls are eternal and they are connected. Take a deep breath in. As hard as it is now, they're not there with you. As hard as it is, feel this love though. And even if you're bending over crying, the rest of us are around you. The angels are around you, your guardians, your guides. Everything that's divine, only positive, pure light is around you, is around each and every single one of them at this moment. Because as you're releasing and as you're realizing this peace and you're realizing this love, they as well are feeling it. They might not know what's going on with them. They might not know what they're feeling, but they are feeling it because you're connected. Your souls are connected. So feel the peace, feel the love. Take a deep breath. We give gratitude. We give thanks. We honor the moment. We honor the emotions. We honor everything that's divine around this, that's happening for you and for everybody else. Okay? And you're saying it could be your father who passed. And yes, he's with them, especially he's trying to help your son as well. But there's this whole triangle of all of loved ones who have passed on, because we're saying our souls are eternal. We are eternal. We're walking on this physical earth, but we are eternal. So let all of these energies, let all these guardians and guides, because they're with them, but they're with you as well, helping you. Okay? Let them take the parts they need to take, and that if you let them, they will do it. All right? So you're saying, oh, wow, thank you. I want them to feel my love. And they are feeling your love. They might not understand this is mom's love. They might not know what, but they are awakening. There is not one person in this world who is not awakening right now. We are all awakening with that Christ light. We are all awakening with all of that beautiful energy, all that this planet is feeling. Everyone is awakening. And that's why, just like May was saying earlier, we have this whole influx of emotions that we're not sure how to deal with because we're also trying to rewrite the past. And we can shift off of our path. We can shift off of where we were and what we were feeling, right? And we can change these stories. We can change the dynamic. Now, we always ask for the highest good and highest purpose. We're not trying to just manifest something because ego. We're not trying to manifest something that we shouldn't be doing. We're always doing it for the highest purpose and the highest good. But we can now, as we're awakening, it is time to start to utilize all these beautiful divine gifts, all these beautiful divine tools to reconnect on more positive, positive, positive love levels in peaceful ways and in forgiving ways so that we can go forward and do better. Okay, so as you start to do this, every time you start to feel yourself be down or going into these darker places because of this, anyone that you're going on, Nami's watching as well from Japan, welcome, konnichiwa, but you can start to change the stories, your own stories, stories of the past. Maybe you had somebody cheat on you. Maybe you've had multiple people cheat on you. You can start to understand that people that are in your life are not the same as the previous people in your life. And give that room, because sometimes when we don't, we already start to bring these thoughts and patterns in. So something that your daughter or son might have done in the past, when they're home, if they come home, try to be in a better place yourself as well. Take those breaths and say, okay, God, I'm going to go with the flow. Let me give reasonable doubt, right? I know they were caught on video camera earlier, but let me give them reasonable doubt for now. Okay? Give it a new video camera, start a new movie, and say, I'm going to let it be what it's supposed to be before we jump to conclusions, before we think somebody's already going to say something, act a certain way. Because the worst thing we can really do is start to think for somebody else. Because then when they come and they say something different than we thought they were thinking, we're not always trusting them. We're not always believing them. Or we thought, hey, because you heard what I had to say, now you changed your story. Well, if you never let them say their story or their part, then we are already putting a story in the place. And when we're trying to change stories, when we're trying to let new beautiful stories begin and grow, we need to give it that room. So as you now get in these positive places and you build these bridges, these rainbow love bridges from your soul to theirs, right? And you're building a triangle of the three of you as they were born from the heart, as they were born from your soul in certain ways, as you guys were soul family and you came together in this way, in this format. Allow that energy to link and to connect. Okay? Allow the energy to link and connect. And now let all these rays not necessarily just go out, because now this beautiful love that you're building, it's going to shine rays out. And these rays that shine out start to also help build protection, because it builds light around you through love, through divine love. But you can also start to let rays of light come in. And these can be your ancestors, they can be the loved ones, everything that's divine and their pure souls, letting that all come in, all your guardians, all your guides, everything that has that Christ light. You can let that all come into this beautiful triangle that you've built, or this whole new story that you have of emotions that might have happened in your own life. If you're a single person, the fears and anxiety you have had from past life. If you are somebody in new marriages and you're not sure how the marriage will be or something, you can let these light threads come in that will help you get the strength and the new wisdom and understanding on how to deal with it. Okay, so like for those of you who are single, you're like, I don't know if I ever want to be with somebody again. Why in the world would I ever want to be with somebody again after I've had somebody treat me the way they've treated me in the past? right? Well, we're not going to concentrate on that. Now we want to start thinking, okay, I'll analyze the relationship. I'll see what part of it was my fault. I'll see what lessons I had to learn from it. But I'm also now learning my strengths. I'm learning my value. I'm learning my beauty. Now, when we learn it, we have to learn it without ego. We have to learn it without resistance. We have to learn it without bringing in that negative ego or the, well, I know I'm better. Because when we bring in the I know I'm better in that attitude with it, now we're not really calling in that positivity and peace. We're now calling in, allowing that negativity to just like putter around in our energy space. What we need to say is, you know what? I honor the woman I see before me. I honor the men I see before me. I see I am divine. I see my gifts. I see my beauty. I see my faults. I choose to acknowledge my faults. I choose to ask that I get help for all these different faults I have. I choose to ask that I might be cleared and cleansed of everything that was negative and bad, right? And I accept all of my new growth. I accept all of my lessons, and I accept a new story. I accept a new light into my life, and I accept the light I already have to grow. And as you do this, and you start to do this more and more, and you call in light and protection all the time and around you, you'll start to see your light grow, yourself grow, where it starts to connect more with your conscious mind. And this divine wisdom that's coming in from above now it just doesn't just settle in your soul and in your heart. It'll connect with your conscious mind where you can make better choices. You can understand things in a new way. You'll also be sensitive towards other people's feelings. Because when we start to say, well, I deserve this or I deserve that, we're not being as conscious of other people's feelings, right? We're not going ahead and sending it with love. And we need to be more conscious of other people's feelings and their souls. So there's a whole cycle that we can get into here that we're working with, but we can't do any of that until we start to feel that love and that peace first. So as we do that, we can feel the love and peace. Then we can start to recognize those cycles that we were discussing. And we can go ahead and start to be more connected with our own divine wisdom that's brought in from above, with that of others around us, living, non-living, anything around us, you know, the plants, the animals, everything's been placed here on this beautiful planet for us to be a part of. That's light, right? And so as we do this, we can start to have more wisdom of how to change our stories and how to just build these love bridges. And so, Leash, I can feel you at a whole new place and a new peace right now. And tell us how you're feeling as you've been going through this process right here. Text it back in, everyone else, if it's watching. We're watching the feed on Enlightened Circles live. But, you know, it's not easy for Leash to come out and talk about what she's been going through. So I want to thank each and every single one of you as well for providing this safe place around her, for providing love around her, empathy around her of what she's going through. Thank you for placing your rainbow of light to her heart as she's going through this. But thank you for honoring all your own stories in your own way, whether you're out here typing it out loud or you are going through it in your own mind, because that honesty is how we can actually start to change our process of our story. That's how we start to come in touch with things. Many people ask me, how is it that you are in touch with the channeling? How is it that you're in touch as a medium? How is it that you can feel other people's bodies as I'm doing the medical medium stuff? Like now I felt everything going on with Leish's side. Leish, by the way, you said you fell on your left cheek. Part of it is that you've been biting your own cheeks. You're biting your own words, right? Because you're not speaking, you're not expressing. So when we have physical falls and manifestations, we have to understand what happened and why. And that's basically why. But when I was feeling the left part going with your eye and you're on the left side of your face, that's because all that healing light is coming in. Because now what's happening, you are, as she said, she has stitches on her left eye and her cheek injuries. You were not seeing through your divine wisdom in a sense of what you could be seeing the situation about. Instead, you were seeing out your physical eye, the right side, physical side. You were looking at the physical situation. You were looking at the pain. You're looking at the anxiety. You're looking at the depression. You're looking at everything. We're watching out the physical side of our body. The conscious mind is what you were in, and you were deep in that. And the fall is like, hey, sister, come on, wake on up. And do we always have to have big falls and traumatic injuries and everything? No, but I've had plenty of my own share. And they're the wake-up calls. And if you notice, it's all your left side. You weren't speaking the truth you need to be speaking. You were holding things back. You weren't looking through your spiritual eye, like your third eye, your left eye, spiritual eye, and you weren't in balance. Spiritual side was not in balance with physical side, okay? But now you're starting to see it. Now you're starting to feel it. So now you're understanding why and what. Plus, when we fall, right? What happens when we fall? A lot of times it's that we weren't even paying attention to what's been going on because, or like where we're walking or anything, because we are stuck somewhere else in a thought. We're telling the old story, and that old story is cycling in our head. And what it's saying is, look through your spiritual self, look through your heart, connect with the divine, and start to see this story doesn't have to be the same story. And remember, part of it though is their story. Part of it is their story. So they also, on the physical part, they have to choose to change their storyline as well. But you can choose not to live the same story every day. Like, yes, consciously, you're going to be there, you're their mom, you're going to see it. But you also don't have to be living the same emotional story every day, the same spiritual story. And now you can build the safe place, right? Where you're not having the physical injuries, you're not having the physical manifestations. You are just building love, and you are now more centered, you are more balanced, so you can function better in your day, and you start to be in that energy place that you said you felt the whole energy coming through all your entire body. You can continue to be in that place. Okay, so once again, I want to thank you. I thank you for sharing your story. It's not easy. It's hugely a brave thing to be doing. So I thank you. I honor your story. The rest of us here that are watching or will watch are thanking you and honoring you for this story. Okay. But we also honor your healing. We also send you lots of love, lots of energy, lots of vibrations, not just to you, but to your two beautiful children, because they do have beautiful souls. They started off on that way. Their path has diverted, but we all together, everybody, if you send this tunnel, send a tunnel of light, and just imagine a tunnel of all of us of light, God's divine light, that divine breath, that universal light, everything that's beautiful and good. Breathe it in, and now from our hearts, let's just send tunnels of divine light to her. And they all come into one focal point. That's her, that's you. Breathe that in. Feel that energy coming in from everyone. Feel that love. I feel your body starting to tingle. Now you imagine sending it out in two, one to each child. There you go. As you send it out to each child, just let it beam out. This is unconditional. This never stops. This cycle does not stop. It's infinite energy from the divine, so it never ends. All that's coming in towards you, all from God, from the divine, everything that's all the angels, all the entities, everything that's of divine pure light, and every single one of us that's here watching this, we send this all to you. It's never ending. And you're just beaming this out to the kids. Feel that. Feel it go out you with love, peace, happiness, healing light. Now, this helps them have that light energy so they can start to change their stories. Because it's for them to change their path. It's for them to change their story. But you now have started to change yours. And you are also creating a welcoming place for them so they can change their story. So they can have that eternal energy to do that. So I thank you for starting to change your story and for starting to change your story in front of all of us and allowing all of us to assist in this energy. And everything that's happening with her right now, it's going with each and every single one of you. All the positive divine things about this are going to every single one of you all around the world, all around this universe. So everybody take a deep breath, feel this beautiful energy coming in. Feel the peace, feel the love. Whoever's feeling the back tightening right behind the two shoulder blades in the back, just imagine breathing out your back and just releasing it, letting all the angels take it. You guys need to move, go ahead and move. Shake it off. There you go. As you feel the weight start to come off and move away, feel the happiness and feel the love. Feel all the protection, all the divine protection coming in. Feel all the white light around you. And feel all the connections with everything that's divine. Everything that's pure. Feel that eternal love. And as you start to feel all this eternal love, hold this. So anytime you guys are going to any of these moments, you can start to refresh and you can start to renew and start to change the story, especially even when you're in the middle of an argument or something. Take that deep breath, take that breath and remember, you know what? I can now adapt to high altitudes and I don't have to be short of breath because I am now breathing with divine breath, and I don't have to be with my shallow breath where I'm not receiving all the energy. Now I can be energized. Leash says, I agree with you, what you're saying. You've helped me so much. Thank you so much. Love you. Love you too. Such a beautiful soul. Oh, a hug to you. Aloha Makoto, she just, and mahalo, she just got in. She was just started watching this as well as we are going through all of this divine energy and how to start to shift and change our stories. Change the stories of negativity that we continuously go through our head, the emotions. So as you've been going through these different emotions of sadness, depression, anxiety, fears, anything, we can start to just now call in that love energy and start to breathe that. And we can do it with memories as well, memories of the beauty of something in our life and breathing that in. And as we breathe that memory in, that helps us to now shift, instead of the fears and anxieties that we were sending back out towards a situation or story, we can breathe in the beautiful light energy of the memory or something and breathe that out or send it, beam it out to the situation or the person, right? And if it's not even a memory with the same person of something that might have been going on, you can still think of beautiful things that have been in your life. Because everything you do, first of all, you always ask for light and protection around you. Ask that you be filled with that Christ light. Ask that you be filled with that beautiful white light, violet light, all of that beautiful divine energy. Let it be around you. And as that's around you, then you start to do this and you say, you know what? One of my favorite memories from my childhood of sitting in a meadow, because I'm seeing somebody sitting in a meadow of grass. One of your favorite childhood memories of sitting in that meadow can be what can bring that peace and love that you beam out to a situation that's going on in your life. So as each one of you go through this, I send you all love. I send you all peace. I send you all best wishes and vibrations for the strength to go through all of these different emotions, all the negativity that you've been feeling weigh upon you, and start to try to change the stories. It's not easy. It's not always easy. I know I'm not the same person I was 5 years ago. And that a lot of that is because I had people come into my life that assisted me in learning how to change my stories. But it's definitely not easy when you have other people that aren't changing their stories in your life and you're trying to change stories. So that brings a whole new dynamic in. I don't want you to give up. Don't be fearful of it. You might have a loved one. You're changing your story. You're changing your life. You've changed your actions. You've changed the way you react, but other people are still stuck in their old stories and they're not wanting to change stories. Don't give up. Be persistent. Persistence always wins. And it's not about winning, it's not about losing. Not when I say that, but everyone's a winner when we become more loving, when we come more from a place of heart, and we become more from a place of light. Okay, it's not just you, it's everybody that loves you, it's everybody that's around you, it's even those that are seem like enemies. They start to become more of a love place as well, because that's all we are channeling now is love. So I highly encourage you to stay with it. Gabby, I see you just got on. Lots of love to you as well as you start to change all of your stories. As a reminder to everybody, I started when I jumped on here. I will be on the Good Intention Show tomorrow morning. It is tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. It'll be 9 a.m. Mountain Standard Time, 8 a.m. Central Time. It's a Good Intention Show. They are live, so there is a phone number that you could be dialing in. If you are watching it, I have posted in the post earlier today the phone number that you could be calling in for with your questions. It's interactive. It's hosted by Tim Ray, the Good Intention Show with Tim Ray. The phone number is 678-495-4345. That's 678-495-4345. So if any of you are wanting to join us tomorrow, you have some questions that's going on with the interview, join us, be live, join us on this radio show. On the post, I do have I post the different links, how you can see it. They're going to be on Facebook Live. You can follow their Good Intentions Show for Facebook. They have an Instagram. It will be posted later, I believe, after it's done on YouTube. And they have different FM stations in the Atlanta area, Kentucky and Ohio. I believe they have about a 3 million people reach worldwide, if I recall correctly from what they shared with me. And so there's a lot of people, and that means that there's a lot of energy. There's a lot of energy that is here to be shared with you all as well, and to share their energy with you. So it's a beautiful thing. It's I'm super excited about it. I'm super excited to be sharing with so many people, share the energy, see wherever the interview might take us. But I'm super excited for each and every single one of you, even if you're not a part of the show tomorrow, because many of you have work, especially here in the US, and it's a weekday. Catch it later. I'll be trying to post it here, getting you the link. I'll share it with you, but share on this energy of so many people around the world that are going to be part of this, because together we heal brighter and we heal bigger and we become stronger and our vibrations rise all together, right? So to all of you who are here that joined, that have been watching live, I send you love, I send you gratitude. Leash, again, thank you for being honest with everyone here, for sharing your emotions and sharing your story. May, thank you for as well saying that you've been going through emotional things. So hopefully via walking everything we've walked through with Leash, it has helped you as well with some of what you're going through, and everyone else. We love you all. Gabby's saying powerful. It's super powerful, especially when we're honest and we share openly. So it's not easy to do that. Not all of us have that. So I honor you. I applaud you. I bow down to you for your energy and your strength. And I give gratitude to all of your guardians, all of your guides, and to each of every one of you, your angels, your guardians, your guides, my own as well, and all the light and protection that's been around us and continues to be with this Facebook Live. This will be on YouTube or wherever. With this, may this always stay with this beautiful energy that we've passed through here today, and continue on in every single and every one of you, wherever you might be in this beautiful world. Lots of love to you all. A beautiful evening to you. To my beautiful friends in Japan that were watching, a beautiful morning and day to you, and other parts around the world. Lots of love to you. Arigato. Bye, everybody. Have a beautiful evening, and we'll see you. We shall see you live. We'll see you live tomorrow morning, or catch it later on the link here. And we will see you live with a Good Intention show with Tim Ray.